Imagine this, a crowded airport, a delayed flight, and a heated argument breaking out before the plane even takes off. Passengers are already restless, flight attendants are rushing to keep order, and then it happens. A white woman storms down the aisle, spots an empty first-class seat, and decides it belongs to her, ignoring the man holding the actual ticket. That man, a calm, well-dressed black gentleman who simply asked her to move. But she didn't know who she was messing with. Within minutes, her arrogance would trigger something unthinkable, the grounding of the entire airline. The scene unfolded quickly. The black gentleman, dressed in a sharp suit and carrying himself with quiet authority, politely told the woman that the seat she had taken was his. Instead of apologizing, she laughed. Loudly. She looked him up and down and said, "You can't possibly afford this seat. Why don't you go back to economy where you belong?" The surrounding passengers froze, shocked at her words. A flight attendant rushed over, trying to defuse the situation, but the woman doubled down, waving her hands dismissively. The man, still calm, simply pulled out his boarding pass and showed it to the flight attendant. The seat was indeed his, but the woman refused to move. She crossed her arms and declared, "If you want this seat, you'll have to drag me out. I'm not moving for him." The flight attendant threatened to call security, but the woman kept shouting, demanding special treatment. The passengers around her grew restless, some recording on their phones, others shaking their heads in disbelief. Little did she know, the man she insulted wasn't just any passenger. He was the CEO of the airline she was about to fly on. As the shouting continued, the man finally stood up. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried authority. He calmly introduced himself. "Ma'am, my name is David Carter. I am the Chief Executive Officer of this airline. That seat is mine." The cabin went silent. Even the woman's smirk disappeared for a moment. Passengers began whispering, realizing they were watching a once-in-a-lifetime moment. But instead of apologizing, the woman scoffed. "CEO? Prove it. Anyone can say that." David smiled slightly and reached into his briefcase, pulling out his corporate ID badge. The flight attendant immediately recognized it and snapped to attention, apologizing to him with visible respect. Suddenly, everything shifted. The woman's face turned pale, but still, she tried to argue. "So what? You can't just kick me out. I'm already here." David didn't raise his voice. Instead, he leaned toward the attendant and gave a quiet but firm instruction. "Ground this flight until she is removed." The announcement came over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the delay, but this flight will remain grounded until a disruptive passenger is removed."